G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a special video. And this time, well, what are we looking at? Well, believe it or not, the game hasn't crashed. This is actually Voice Attack. Don't worry, I'll link everything up in the description. You're not going to miss out on anything, and I'll actually try to link the video on YouTube which I actually used for this. So first of all, I want to say thank you very much to everybody in the comments who've been pointing this out for, I don't know, maybe months now, saying, Evan, come on, drag and drop, drag and drop. There are better things out there. Use a mod, use a mod. And Evan is saying, oh, I believe in the game and I like doing it by myself and all the other things. Until I actually went around and started picking everything up that I had all over the place. And I realized, well, I said, fuck, this takes forever. And so this is where the mod came in handy. And so it takes a bit of time to set up correctly. If you are familiar with programming, not so long. If you're not really familiar, it'll take you about 5-10 minutes. That's why I'm including the video. But as you can see here, this is basically a mod which is activated by voice, and you have to say a specific command. I won't say it now, but it's basically, well, you can create whichever command you want. You can say computer, move to whatever, or however you want to do it. The other thing you have to make sure is when you use this mod is that you actually have everything pre-selected before you start. Otherwise it's just going to throw shit up or throw errors around, and you don't want that. But I've got the loop set up for around about 200 at a time, which is brilliant because look at that. I just moved 200 items from my ship into the local area at Port Olisar, and that is brilliant. And we can do it again. You just call out the command and it starts going off. Now, there is let's just say this. It is cool to do this. Don't get me wrong, and it is bloody time saving, and you all know me about time saving. But I don't think the game is designed for having so much being transferred at such a point in time. Because after a while it actually gets confused and starts putting things on the character, taking things off the character, and you end up having completely different armor, if you have armor, than what you normally had when you walked in. But that's alright, that's a bit of a tip. Again, I'm not going to bore you all to death with this. I just think it is, and I also say thank you again, a really cool tool to have, especially when you have a lot of things that you've gathered over time. It's really, really helpful. So now we're going to head into Port Olisar, and the reason why we're doing this, one is because I think the station looks awesome, especially the, and I know it sounds strange, but I really like this, well, Evan, get off the wall. I really like, I don't know, for some reason that cycle screen there looks really cool. And I can't explain it. But what I wanted to show is also being prepared for the next patch. And if this video comes out after the next patch does, well, then we pretty much throw it away. But one thing that I want to really understand is, okay, I go around and I pretty much loot everything. But what the hell is actually sellable? And what do I still have left over after I've sold everything? And this is where I also found that the mod and the game kind of get a little bit confused with each other. Because I noticed when you start coming in here to sell, and selecting the ship, which is obviously the good old Titan, not all of the items have come up on the screen. Now that doesn't mean that it's because it's not there to be sold, or it can't be sold here, just the quantity. And you start getting interesting shit like this. So I actually have found that I had to log out of the game, wait a few minutes, log back in for it to actually say, oh, okay, yeah, I've got now this amount. So just be very wary of that when you're using the mod, especially for high volume of transfer of information. Because I think the game doesn't expect that, which is kind of strange, really, because it's basically a database copying one from another. But anyway, what do I know? Anyway, I'm also doing this just to actually get a better look and see what should I really loot and what I shouldn't loot and what can I do with things. And because it's all being wiped anyway, it's a good time to play around. Now, what I don't know what will happen is in the next patch if more things will become sellable. I'm hoping yes, but if there's shit in there that we just can't sell, then at least now I know which ones not to pick up anymore. Logical, right? Yeah, but as you can see, this is where I was mentioning before. Sometimes there's one unit something, sometimes there's not. It's a strange bug. Let's say it like that. Can I start selling stuff from the ship? Probably not. coming back and forth. Yeah, very strange. But to move it from one location to another, bloody brilliant. I really like that mod. Very helpful. Again, thank you very much for pointing it out in the comments, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, so after logging out and logging back in, I thought, alright, have we gotten rid of everything we need to get rid of? Yep, I have. So now I'm not going to bore you with just selling stuff. Now, what you're seeing here is what's left over, and this is interesting. This is the shit that doesn't get sold, at least so far, that I've been able to find. So all these things here I've collected. I can't do a bloody thing with them. So you've got this like jellyfish looking thing, this, I don't know what you want to call that one. I'm calling this other yellow thing a banana looking thing. This watermelon looking thing, I know they're not. The blue one, who knows. But you've all seen these ones before if you're going out looting. But yeah, these things apparently don't get sold. So the question is, what the hell do you do with them? Well, at this patch at the moment, well, fuck all really. You just wait until it gets wiped. But in future, I don't know. Maybe they're sellable, maybe they're consumable. I have no idea. But I thought you guys should be aware of this one. I'm not calling this a hot tip or anything like that, but this is just the interesting stuff. Everything else you can sell. This shit you can't at the moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for this one. I hope it was informative, and I hope you actually start using the patch yourselves. Thanks for watching. Talk to you in the next one.